Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope you are all doing very well. Happy Valentine's Day. My girlfriend is out of town, so unfortunately, I won't be seeing her today. So I thought, you know what? Y'all could be my Valentine. I got some good hair this morning. There we go. That's how you do it. That's how you fix it. You just have the microphone hold it back. But yeah, I hope everyone's been doing well, man. I feel pretty good. So cheers to that. Although I lost $500 at the casino last night. So it's not a it's not that it's a significant amount of money. It's that just the way it happened. For those of you who don't know, occasionally I play cards, like a couple times a year now. I used to play a lot of cards when I was a young man. But with my girlfriend being out of town, I thought I'll go to the casino, I'll take $500. And whew. There's nothing like being a 5-1 favorite and losing. There really isn't. It's that ups and downs. Like last live stream, I think we were talking about like the people you date. You don't want to have ups and downs. You want to sort of have steadiness, and it's because that's good for your mental health. Every time I go and play and like bad luck happens, it reminds me not to play poker anymore. How much time would it take to become a professional software engineer? Everyone goes at their own pace. I mean, you have boot camps going as quick as 3 months. I think realistically, a year of self-studying. How's it going, Matt? Shout out to our Malaysian brothers out there. What is DevOps and what is the role of it? DevOps is really about getting your code to go places and do things. It's sort of a subset of development that's a niche where you're building pipelines, you're controlling how code goes to various environments, that type of stuff. It's not a bad field to be in. DevOps is more so one of those things where you transition into it. I don't think it's one of those items where you just like, I can't wait to go in DevOps. I think you typically, it's been my experience that most people who work in DevOps, it's like they used to be developers and sort of got swindled into it at some point in their career. So that's the DevOps. You want to communicate with me? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I've been working a little bit on my JavaScript app. All I did was add a cookie storage thing to it today. Nothing too crazy. Or yesterday. I need to add more content. Make a course on React? Not for a while. I could eventually, though. Well, hello. Serverless is VS Visual Studio. Cleanjavascript.com is my current little side project I'm working on. It's a work in progress. Any technologies that you see going mainstream soon? I keep thinking progressive web apps are going to take off, but it shows what little I know. I think TypeScript's already kind of mainstream at this point. I think people are starting to realize the value of it. So, hey, baby girl, you're my Valentine, aren't you? You're my. 1 second. Muddy paws. Gator. Gator. Dude. Yes, they do. They're not that bad. I don't know if it's muddy paws or if it's just shitty grass with dirt spots. What do you think? You guys think those are muddy paws? I think that might just be dirt. No digging. So, yeah. Oh man, though. So yeah, happy Valentine's Day. I know a lot of us. I should say a lot of us. I feel like sometimes I generalize about our industry more. Like I know there's some generalities that are true, but like I shouldn't perpetuate stereotypes, even if I think they're true in our industry. As a matter of fact, most of the people on my team are like married. So like shows what I know. Fun fact, software engineers are the third most likely to not get divorced, based off a bunch of stats. And hey, Natalia, how have you been? How is the you guys been doing any more interviews? I don't know if you can see, but she has the biggest smile on her face. Oh, baby girl. You want up? Come on, get your butt up here. Urgh. She's all happy because it's a lazy Sunday in bed. I'm detoxing from caffeine, so I'm having a little. It's taking me a second to get going. Although when I say caffeine, I really just mean energy drinks. I'm having coffee right now. Oh, you're a good girl. Spank, spank. Spank. At what age did I start programming? God, I have just under 5 years experience. So let's say 6 or 7 years ago. Let's say 7 years ago. What am I now? 33? It's like about 26. Somewhere around there, 26. Maybe 25. Really 26. So that's, sometimes I feel like people have to think that like you have to be completely dedicated to doing nothing but software engineering from like age 7. And there are dudes like that, but they're much rarer than you think they are. You don't want the smoke, Boise. You don't want it. The average salary of an entry-level software engineer, it probably depends on the area, but I would say somewhere around 60,000. You know, that's probably pretty reasonable. I wouldn't really worry too much about what your starting salary is. I more so would worry about just getting some experience. What is my qualifications? Like, be a software engineer? I'm a 2-time college dropout. That's my qualifications. No, man. I mean, I got some online certs, but mainly just building projects. 4.5 years ago, I dropped out of school. I started working. I took my dev job, teaching myself online resources, and I just kept building things, and now I work at Amazon. So it all worked out. Do I have a Valentine's Day today? No. My girlfriend had to go home for some reasons, and so she's not in the state. So yes, I work in the U.S. I'm currently in Florida, although I'll be probably in Seattle by the end of this year. But no, this is my Valentine's Day plans. I wasn't planning on doing a live stream. I was supposed to be picking her up from the airport, but that got delayed a little bit. But I'll see her soon enough. I actually gave her Valentine's Day gifts and birthday gifts early, so it all kind of worked out. Although we were supposed to. So originally she was supposed to be here in town, and all this happened last minute, so plans changed. But anyhow, so I booked a cat cafe, which is unfortunately non-refundable, but apparently you can make bookings to go to a cat cafe. And like it's just a bunch of cats, and they're up for adoption and things like that. But kind of cool. We'll probably do it next weekend or something. It's always something I thought would be fun. Well, good luck with your project, Natalie. And Natalia, excuse me. Do you have any suggestion on how to pitch this approach clients smarter as a freelancer without platforms? Basically, how to make them come to you, maybe some content creating on social media or anything like that. Yeah, so Dennis, first thing I would say is I would really want to push back in the idea that you should do freelance, first off. Most people want to do freelance because they want to work remotely. That's usually it. You can now work remotely pretty easily working for somebody, usually make better money and better benefits. So I'd say think about that. Just let that marinate for a while before you go the freelance route. That's why most people want it, and remote's more prevalent than ever before. Okay, next thing I would say is creating content. But creating content to get your name out there is, that's how stuff has come to me in the past, by just having a presence and letting people that I network with know I'm available for consulting if they want to hire me. Also, keep in mind that you're not really ever your own boss. You're at the will of your clients. Dude, I can't wait for the new Attack on Titan episode. Listen, man, I'm telling you, as long as done freelance, it's whatever stress you think you're going to lower by being your own boss, you're not. Bro, here's the thing is with remote, you can have your own schedule as it is. I have complete autonomy over my schedule. So yeah, man. It's so hard to find good developers that if you want to start 4 hours later, come in 4 hours. I've had so many engineers that have done 4 10-hour days, for instance. If I need to go, if I need to go get something taken care of, like I had some dental work last week, boom, go and do it. It's hard to find good developers. And it depends. So master of the mash, it's going to depend on where you work, without a doubt. But for the most part, most organizations will work with you. Not all, but most. Especially as you get some years of experience and you've proven your value. Gotcha. So for Eastern Europe means more money. Yeah, so getting your stuff out there and getting known so people know to reach out to you. Going on LinkedIn, writing articles. I mean, it is hard to find good devs. And it's not like it takes a bunch of expensive time and resources. I mean, it's truly, early in this video, we were talking about how I don't have a degree. I'm uneducated. The majority of what I've learned have been on free online resources. Let's just say from a practical standpoint, I've spent $1,000 on education for myself. $1,000 over a 5-year period of time. Since 2 years, I've been making 6 figures on $1,000 investment. Now I make close to $250,000 a year in total compensation with projects north of that. So why is it that we can do that in our industry? This fan on my computer is driving me nuts. I was playing with it, trying to fix it earlier. It's like off center. Because it's a merit-based industry. If you can put in the time and energy, you can do well. I don't even know what you mean by which software is best for JavaScript. What do you mean? Software? But that's what I'm telling you, man, is so many people just do the bare minimum. For decades. Like, I understand early on in your career, you're just trying to keep your job. Oh, you mean IDE? Visual Studio Code, Rahul. But that's what I'm telling you is like, of these giant, like it's completely acceptable the first 5 or 10 years of your career, not even 10, 5 years of your career. You're just, you're just trying to grow. And maybe you haven't seen the benefit of that growth yet. That makes sense to me. I understand that. The problem is most people aren't even trying to do that. And so what you end up being in your 60s, still working as a senior software engineer and not getting paid big bucks senior software engineer. You're getting paid the same as everybody else, maybe plus 10,000. And you're not saying you can't live a good life. Obviously, you're going to be doing very well, but like, it's just one of those items where what exactly aren't they doing to improve? They don't care. It's a caring thing. Most engineers do not care. Not all, but most engineers that I've come across in my limited career, they start using terms like, you're a purist, Dylan, you're this and that. Like, because it's very equivalent to like, if you ever talk to someone who just says, this is just the way the world is, and they've sort of given up. There's a lot of that where it's just like, we just have to hack shit together. And if you just always hack shit together, you never improve. Because all you do is hack shit together. And so what ends up happening is you're now 20, 25 years of experience, and you never became a tech lead. You never became an architect. You never became, a very well high compensated individual contributor working on large projects. None of that ever happened. You always stayed a consultant. And thus you're not challenged anymore. Like I tell you right now, working at Amazon has been, even with no stress being put on me at all, has been super challenging. And like, I'm grateful for that because it means I'm growing, because growth is challenging. At the same time, it's very stressful. So it is what it is, man. I don't remember doing a video with TypeScript and React. Did I do that? Yeah, I would say most of my challenges so far working at Amazon are just more technical, getting comfortable with the code base and the technologies used in it. And we're building something that I've never built before. And so there's some challenges there. As well as just getting, Amazon has very unique culture and a lot of custom items that go along with it. So it's a harder ramp up period than I've had before. Oh my God, this thing's driving me nuts. good. I've been trying to clean it. I've tried everything to get this fan working again this weekend. Also, ramping up while being remote is hell. it's ugh. It's just one of those things. It's so much harder. Can I please tell you about the features of the sofa? I mean, it's just a massage chair. It's got a heater. It lays back. It does all that sort of stuff. All the things you'd expect a massage chair to do. That's what you're using now. Use your videos. Oh, okay. Let me see. I think this will reach. So I think this will reach. You want to see the features of the sofa. Let's see here. So it's God, I can't see the screen. Anyhow, so it basically has. Can you hear that? Those are the little twirly things going on, and the heater and the 0G. So what I like to do is anytime I'm particularly stressed, or I just want to relax, is I put on my little mask, cover up the eyes. I'll just lay here for like 10, 15 minutes, chill, and anywho, that's the features. What's the matter, baby girl? I mean, it's all right. I've had better ones. Honestly, one day I'll probably buy like a super luxury one because I do like massage chairs, and I try to bum some massages on occasion from the girlfriend, but they're always like little cheapy 3-minute massages. In all fairness, that's about as long as I'll give her a massage for. So, but I gotta work with my hands for a living. It's different, I gotta keep these things strong. But it's cool, man. I don't think I'll be moving it with me to Seattle, unfortunately. I work with React. Hey, crazy B. Dude, React is not easier. Actually, it's been the hardest part's been a paradigm shift of how I think about things. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's tough. Honestly, for me, I think the hardest thing about React is just that there's so many packages. This is mine now. Want to see something? We are obsessed. The A. What's going on, R Storms? How you been, man? The goat. Careful. These idiots broke my standing desk already. This thing doesn't go up and down anymore. Baby boy. Baby boy. Come here, Gator. Gator, get up here. Gator, get up here. Up. Oh, he's a good boy. Who's a good boy? Good boy, Gator. Gator. Landed a full-time remote job after a 6-month contract. Nice, man. Boys, you get it. Yeah. I did a promotion of the sofa. Congratulations, man. Were you able to land a nice pay increase? Six figures out of New York City. Good on you, man. Wait, are you working remote in New York City? So they're in New York City or you're in New York City? Because you said remote. Because if you're working remote and you're in New York City, leave and go double your money. What if companies decide to drop? I don't think you need to worry too much about it. Nope, out of Colorado. Good for you. Do regular front-end dev roles ask about data structure and algorithms or just FANG companies? I'd say most are going to ask you some sort of algorithm problems. I think they're probably harder at FANG companies. I would interview people for front-end dev and I'd ask them to reverse a string or something like that. Something FizzBuzz sort of stuff. And most couldn't do it. At PwC, we weren't allowed to actually ask algorithm problems. The legal thought it was discriminatory. So we couldn't have them whiteboard anything. Which I always thought was strange. Because, like, isn't that the whole point of a job interview? Like, the point of a job interview is to eliminate candidates and to hire candidates. It's a filtering process. I don't think data structures algorithms by their very nature are discriminatory. So it is what it is, though. New jobs at Amazon's good, man. I like my teammates. Played some board games with you. Not with you. With them on Fridays when I can. We're playing this game where you essentially had to draw something and people had to guess what it was in the chat for points. I wasn't very good at it. Dude, what is going on with cryptocurrency right now? How's my day going? It's all right, man. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do today. I was planning on picking my girl up and then spending the night time with her after she got off work, but that ain't happening no more. So I got to figure out something to do. Approximately how much money are you gonna make off YouTube? Well, between courses and royalties and ad revenue, around $2,000 to $3,000 a month between everything combined. Kind of depends. Idaho still in the cards? No, but I am going to Washington. I'm gonna go to Seattle. Actually, it's probably closer to 2,500 right now. I haven't really been doing as much as I used to, so things are going down, which is okay. I'll be all right. The move to Seattle. Well, when I was talking to them, when I was interviewing, it was more about like that was always going to be the game plan. And if you've known it, if you my parents are getting old and sick, and my mom can't even fly out here anymore. So it's like one of those items where I need to get closer. And I have family in Idaho, which is like, how far is Boise from? I think it's Eagle. They're in Eagle, Idaho, Seattle. So it's like a 7-hour drive to where a good portion of my family is, which is manageable. It's not a fun drive. Anyhow, so I've been wanting to get out of Florida for a while. And when my breakup happened, I sold all my shit. Second break. I sold all my shit and I was going to leave. And I was going to, because my current work okayed me to work remotely. And I was going to get up and go to Salt Lake at that time. Because my buddy Ricky's there and it's kind of a nice middle ground. And after I sold everything, I just felt like I was running away. I was like, am I going to solve my problems in a different state? And I was like, yeah, I am actually. And so I spent a month or two just in an empty house. And I kind of decided during that time, like, I want to leave with a W. Like, I don't want to ever take an L if I can avoid it. And like, it just felt like I was taking the biggest. Back up, Boise. Oh my God, dog. It just felt like I was taking a major L. And so I started studying. I started studying data structures and algorithms. I started interviewing. Stop bringing this over here. And I said, I want to leave here with a big pay increase and working at a major tech company and with a big W. I want someone to pay for my relocation. I want to go to something that's going to progress my career. And I don't want to just feel like I'm running away. And so I started studying, and then I did what I needed to do. And Seattle is, I visited Seattle when I interviewed for Microsoft a couple of years ago, and it's beautiful. And Amazon was one of 5 companies I was interested in. And looking more at the Seattle rates, Washington's an area I was definitely interested in because there's no state income tax like Florida. They definitely have higher cost of living, but even if I lived outside the city, it's not that much expensive. Like I was looking at living 30 to 45 minutes. I was looking at living 30 to 45 minutes outside the city. And that's like, if you want to live in downtown Seattle, it's rough. But if you go and you look at homes in across the water, or you look at homes in what do they call it? The Puyallup, like anyhow, like 30 minutes south, 30 minutes west. Everything's very reasonable. And it's all stuff that like I can afford easily. I don't say easily, but I can afford. Like, we're looking at homes for $400,000. $400,000 when you're clearing, let's say I clear 275 this year. Like these are things I can afford. And that's solo, right? Ideally, eventually there'd be like someone in my life that would be contributing in some fashion. I have looked into actually homes that are going to be built. There's actually a builder that I was looking at some of their homes a little while back, and they were beautiful. And I'd love to do new construction again if it was the right new construction. I wouldn't go and just buy a new construction place that was already built. I think if I was going to go that route, I'd want to build it myself. And I definitely would do that. And like it'd work out nice too, to where I'll go rent for a year while they build my house in this, across the way. And then I have this custom built house that is like the home I wanted. And it'd be kind of a romantic thing with a partner, right? So I wouldn't do it until there's somebody that was like super serious, sort of we're getting engaged and married sort of thing. Cause like I want to build our house together, not just my house. So I don't want to do it twice. But yeah, like and it all depends, man. It all like is $400,000 a lot for a house? Yeah, of course. It's all relative though. It wouldn't be unreasonable that if I dated someone who made, let's just say I date someone that makes $75,000 a year, that we could make, 350, close to $400,000 a year. That's fucking insane, by the way. Like I was making minimum wage 5 years ago, dog. Like 6 years ago. What the fuck? What the fuck? Sometimes I say those numbers out loud and I feel like I have to whisper them because it's just obscene. But yeah, like no, I'm moving to Seattle. I'm not sure when. COVID makes everything. Everything's kind of up in the air a little bit with COVID, so. I think that's probably one of the things that like. I think that's one of the things that makes it so strange to me that like the ex-girlfriend just got up and left because she was miserable. It's like there were so many harder times in the in the like in our relationship at the time where we're like broke and hungry, and now like you have the house, the easy life, whatever we need. It's so strange. And I think sometimes people like to invent problems. Like, I don't know. I wonder if I do this to myself sometimes too. It's like where like things are going too well and you're used to a little bit of chaos in your life. And when you don't have any in there, you start inventing chaos. So because that's what you grew up in. If you grew up in a chaotic environment, that's what you gravitate towards. Like, I haven't figured it out, but I have gravitated towards women with mental illness. And my current one, bless her soul, is the most sane person I've ever dated, and I love it. And I look forward to to it staying that way. But like, my buddy Matt talks to me about this all the time. It's like, yo, what's wrong with you that you date women with mental illness? It's like, dude, I don't even know they have mental illness. And I start dating them, find out that they have mental illness. And then it's like, what does that say about me? Like, that's more what I find strange. Is like, because like I look at it the same way. It's like, oh, if someone invents problems in the relationship because that's their dynamic that they're comfortable with. What does that say about me that historically I've dated people with mental illness? I don't know. It ain't good though. I can tell you that much. But yeah, man. I remember thinking back and being like, why are you making this an issue? It was like, things are strange, man. I don't understand any of this. All I know is I appreciate Catherine. She seems to appreciate me. And I give it 2 thumbs up. I'm waiting to watch the latest WandaVision with her too, man. She needs to hurry up and get down here. Kind of our shit. We watch WandaVision together. Yeah, man, living in the car. Living in the car. Don't miss those days. I never lived in my car. I've slept on floors. Ken and I met through mutual friends. I must have missed last breakup. The last breakup happened. When was it? I ended it. Not that it matters, but it was like so unhealthy that even though I was so devastated at the time, I ended it. That's how you know, like you're just having a rough one. Let me see. When was it? God, it's been a while. I don't even remember. Okay, so there's been 2 breakups in last year. There's the long-term girlfriend that happened right at the start of COVID. Like, and then there was a girl I dated for about 3 months, maybe 2.5. Let's see. That happened in August. I'm looking. August 30th. God, has it really been that long? What has that been? So we'll say September, August. September, October, November, September, October, November, December, January, February. So that was 6 months ago. That messed me up for a while. But that was more so just there's a little bit of that and a little bit of not dealing with the previous any relationships. Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the things that without going into too much detail, that has really made it so that like Kat and I have really sort of appreciated each other is like we both have kind of dated people who have been insane. And like, don't get me wrong, like I completely and clearly had some sort of mental breakdown in 2020. And like I'm not even remotely trying to say like didn't have any mental health issues. 100% in my life. Even this week I was telling you about how like by spending more time with her, I'm like afraid of having additional mental health issues because I'm somewhat traumatized by 2020. I think I was talking about in my last live stream. And it's like but I think from our conversations, what in a weird way, like because of how crazy past relationships have been and unhealthy, that the sort of mellowness that we both have is like there's sort of a more adult appreciation of the other person in the sense of like it's how can I put it? It's just it's a more it's gonna sound very weird, but it's a more practical love in that sense. It's like it's one of those items where like there's an appreciation with what the other person brings to the table rather than infatuation, which is what I've had in the past. And I think that is healthy. It's the healthiest relationship I can ever remember having. So, it's been interesting in that fashion. We'll see. I'm sure I'll fuck it up pretty soon. Actually, that's probably one of the funnier things I think about us dating is neither one of us I think are like just the types that are going to go off the deep end. And so it's like I just generally think we're going to date for a while. It's kind of like if you like what you're getting now, ain't much changing. So I guess I'll see you for a while. Like I don't know. So, which is good. Like I am trying to seriously date. I don't, you know. So it is strange dating someone so much younger, though. because like I forget sometimes. I mean, I forget all the time. It's not like but like sometimes, every once in a while, I'll talk about some shit, like some cultural shit. Oh, the Truman Show, right? No, I never saw it. It's just like, let's see, about 8 years. So she's 25 as of tomorrow. So I'm 33. She's 25. So. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anything immoral or anything like that. I wasn't saying that. Any thoughts on master degrees? I mean, it's never gonna hurt, but like honestly, you're talking to somebody who doesn't have a bachelor's degree. So like maybe something to consider about that, about where my opinion about degrees would be. You're 43, your wife is 26. My man is out there doing it. So 26. Yeah, her sister is dating someone who's older as well. So I wasn't the first one. So I don't know, man. I feel like I'm an easy sell also in this circumstance. Like I'm a pretty like mellow dude. Age definitely is a number. I could tell you that even though she's the youngest girl I've dated, she's the most mature one. Anyhow, so what was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. Oh yeah, I was saying that I think I'm as far as if you had parents that were like a little skeptical, like I'm not just the random dude trying to swindle their daughter and take advantage of a emotional maturity thing or something like that. I'm your boring software engineer guy who works on little side projects on the side. I think Ethan, that's probably more or less probably closer to the truth. Anyhow, guys, we've been going an hour. Happy Valentine's Day. I love you all. I hope that if you have somebody in your life today, you're hold them close, give them a hug, give them a kiss, let them know that you appreciate them. And if you don't, Appreciate yourself today. Just because you don't have somebody in your life today doesn't mean you won't have somebody tomorrow. And maybe you don't need anybody in your life. Also, that's also important. So give yourself a hug, and happy Valentine's Day. See you guys next time. Bye.